So when I was 4, I was diagnosed with leukemia, and I pretty much remember the day like to a T. I woke up in the morning and my gums were like bleeding. My mom had to rush home from work because my dad was there. And they rushed me to emergency. And I just remembered being like taken away from my parents. And from that day, I didn't get to leave the hospital for, I'm pretty sure it was like a good couple of months. I was in kindergarten at this time, so I missed a lot of school. At the beginning of kindergarten, I had a lot of friends, and I remember just how much things changed. My friends made fun of me a lot because I lost my hair 3 times. My teacher, Miss Budd, came and homeschooled me for a little bit because I was so sick that I couldn't be around other people. They wanted to hold me back because I had missed so much, but my mom just pushed and pushed to like make it so that I could at least seem a little bit normal. In grade 2 was when I went into remission, and luckily 15 years later, not sick anymore. Leukemia is a really hard cancer to beat, especially as a child. Yeah, it's not really fun to look back to that. Being sick as a child like put a lot of stress on my family. My parents ended up separating, and I felt like I was the one to blame for that. I was always like really close with my dad, and I didn't get to see him as much anymore because him and my mom just didn't get along. And that's when it like really took a toll on me going into like high school and stuff, like without having like, every girl needs their dad, and I didn't really like have him as much as I wanted to have him around. Both my parents kind of went their own separate ways, different paths. They both decided to do things that they both shouldn't have done. Both my parents were amazing parents, but no matter what, like it sucks growing up in certain situations. When I got older, I kind of understood it a bit more, but there was a lot that was like left behind with me, and like anger issues and psychological issues. The anger that I built up, like sometimes I'd just lash out in class, and it was really just the outcome of all the medication I was on. It just screwed up with my head, and I couldn't control my anger. It was hard, like just always feeling like the odd one out in seriously every situation that I ever came across, with school, home. It just felt so different for me. When I was 18, I found out I was pregnant, and I was pregnant with twins, and I lost them at 8 and 10 weeks. And that was a big like depression I went through. I started like drinking a lot and had already dropped out of school for the second time then. So I was working 2 jobs trying to pay rent on my own because I moved out at 17. And then I found out when I was 20 that I was pregnant with my son Xander, who is like my baby. So I decided that I needed to get my stuff together, and I found out that St. Nicholas High School was partnering up with the Uville Center, and I was able to come here after I had my son when he was about 6 or 7 months old, and I was really nervous about him starting daycare at 7 months old. But the good thing about this was that I was able to go downstairs and see him whenever I felt like I needed to, just even look and see what he was doing or if he was okay. I had 13 credits that I needed to graduate for June 2017. And I just found out that I was pregnant with my daughter, Olivia, who's now 4 months old. And in that short span of a year, with the help of everyone here at the Youville Center and the help of St. Nicholas for partnering up with them, I was able to get 13 credits and finally be able to finish high school, which I never thought. Just being able to make that small bit of me time be me graduating. I never thought that that's what my me time would be at 22 years old. I thought I was just going to be working dead-end jobs and trying to like make ends meet with raising my kids, and that's not something that I wanted to ever do. In class, it was kind of like, I don't know, it felt so much better than like a normal high school for me. I felt accepted. I almost also felt like I was like able to help people because I was one of the older ones in my class. I know I've been there for a few people in particular that I've been able to just be there as a friend and be there and say, you know, you got this. There's going to be a lot of things thrown at you in life and you can do it. Like, just because you're young, just because people are going to say that you're a young mom and young moms can't do it. That's not true. I had my first baby when I was 21 and my second when I was 22, and I never thought I was going to be able to do it. I can't even believe that I'm graduating on honor roll this year. Against all odds, I did it. I have an 86% average right now. I'm about to write my last exam tomorrow. I'm hoping that within the next 3 to 5 years, I'm able to finish my post-secondary school, starting with Algonquin and then hopefully bridging off to Toronto to actually take acting for film and TV, and then hopefully get an agent and go from there and see if I can get my foot in the door. Hopefully I'm able to one day be on TV.